Hi, I'm Amanda Salas, and I have the pleasure of being joined by author Leslie Landis on her new book, The Art of Overeating. Thank you so much for sitting with me, Leslie.
Thank you for having me.
Leslie, what's the one thing you want people to get out of this book the most?
I want them to feel like it's okay to lighten up and have a laugh about eating. It's a satire. Have some fun with the subject, have a laugh, realize that it's okay if you overeat sometimes. It's not the end of the world.
I love how you compare food to love.
Well, I'm not comparing food to love. Food is love. Our very first love that we get from our parents is in the form of food. And all through our lives, I think our greatest appreciation is for the food we had as children, because it spells out that love that we received as children.
You also mentioned that food makes great gifts.
Oh, yes.
It's great to bring people together, and it's also great to heal the heart.
Oh, yes.
When you have a sad day, what's your food of choice?
I think my food of choice when I have a sad day is a chocolate chip cookie.
Brings a smile to your face?
Every time I hit that little piece of chocolate in there, it's like I got a gift.
Aw. When do you notice that people overeat the most?
Well, emotional eating is, you're eating because you're sad, or you're eating because you're lonely, or you're eating because you're angry or whatever. Well, what's wrong with that?
It's also okay, though, to eat when you're happy.
Yes.
Or when you're feeling joy.
Yes.
To celebrate with food.
That's what we do, is celebrate with food.
You say if you don't eat enough today, there's always tomorrow.
Absolutely. But on the other hand, just in case there isn't tomorrow, eat as much as you can today.
That's good to know. I love that you compare food to sex, and also to drinking, and to shopping. What do they all have in common?
I'm just pointing out that overeating can be much better than any of those other behaviors.
How would you say?
Can you have sex with everyone you know? No. But you can eat with everybody you know.
And what about shopping?
Well, every time you go shopping, you have to try something on, at least we women certainly do, and we have to look in the mirror, and we have to go, ooh, it may look good, or it may not make us look good, or whatever. Well, you never have to do that when you're eating. You never have to look in the mirror.
And drinking, you mentioned that rehab is too expensive.
Rehab is too expensive. Also, pepperoni breath never gets you busted.
Never gets you busted. You never yell at somebody or get mad at them for having pepperoni breath.
No.
That's true.
You may move away from them, but...
Right, that's true. You mentioned that food and sex go hand in hand, and I want you to tell me why.
Well, you can take a lot of foods. Oysters, chocolate, they're all considered aphrodisiacs. Chocolate, for instance, has been blamed for the reason why we multiply like bunnies.
So food is your friend.
Yes.
Wink face.
Wink, right.
And where did you mention is the perfect place to make love and eat food all in the same place?
Your bed.
Right.
Right. How many of us eat in bed? Most of us, right?
A lot of good things go on in the bedroom.
Yeah. And there's a lot of advantages to eating in bed.
Ooh, like what?
Well, because any of the crumbs that fall in the bed, in the middle of the night you're hungry, you can find something else to eat.
If you had a choice of great sex or great food, which would you choose?
I would choose great sex while I'm having a great meal.
Wow, so you really do want to have your cake and eat it too.
Absolutely.
You also talk about in your book how to be a great dinner guest through food.
Yes.
How?
Always offer to do the dishes. And when somebody else says, I'll help too, say, no, no, no. No, just sit still, I'll do it all. That way, when you bring the dishes into the kitchen, you can lick them all clean. You get all the leftovers.
You do.
Yeah.
And seconds without anyone having to know that you were great enough to eat all the food.
But if anybody comes in and catches you, just tell them you're trying to save water.
That's good. Eco-friendly approach always is a hit.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You mentioned in your book some of the most beautiful words in the English language. Can you share some of those words with us?
Chocolate cake, ice cream, cream puffs, chocolate eclairs.
It's so funny because when you say those words, I instantly become happier. Why do you think that is?
Because you associate them with feeling good and having a happy, positive experience, enjoyment.
And lastly, what would you say sums up your book the best?
This is a book where you can have your cake and read it, too.
Have your cake and read it too.
Yes.
And you too can get your copy November 3rd on bookshelves. You don't want to miss this book because you can have your cake, read it too, and enjoy it. The Art of Overeating by Leslie Landis.